Hey guys, this is Chuck. We just started a new thing we started doing with, we call it Ask Chuck, where people write in questions and I answer them. So basically our first question came from Katie, and she asked me, Chuck, are we going to have our Chuck's Fest again? And they really enjoyed coming, and I always enjoyed doing it. We're hoping to do Chuck's Fest again. Someday I'd like to do a Chuck's Fest. But in the meantime, we're thinking about doing something in the back of our Darien location. We have a big banquet hall that has doors opening up towards the back. We can maybe throw a tent on the back, have a band inside, do some cooking outside. I also have been working on like a BYOB picnic type thing out at the woods, maybe 500 people, me cook and bring out all my equipment and do have some games and some, things to do, some really good food. So yeah, just keep your eye out. Hopefully we'll do something that kind of similar to Chuck's Fest if we don't do Chuck's Fest. Second question comes from Michelle, and she says, if I could have anybody I want come and cook me a special meal, who would it be? And my answer would have to be Paul Prudhomme. He's kind of like one of my favorite chefs in the world. He's getting up there in age, and it'd be pretty cool to have him cook some food for me. And that would basically be some, Cajun, Creole kind of blackened, black and red fish or something, things like that. So that would be my dream meal would be him. Third question is, have I ever considered or thought about going on to some cooking shows like Beat Bobby Flay? This question comes from Matt. I did actually apply for Chopped years ago, and I also applied for Top Chef back in the day. Nowadays, I think I'm getting too old. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I could. I'm sure I could still do the cooking, but then when they get to the point where they're asking me about what's the name of what's the dish and like all the sauces and stuff, I forget the names of the, all the classical names for these dishes, and I always see them calling out people on. They get the name of a remoulade, and they're like, "Well, that's not a true remoulade." I would mess it up. So I don't know. I'm a little afraid as I used to be. Now, back in the day, I would do almost anything, but I think I might be getting up there a little bit, and I forget some stuff, So that's from Matt. Fourth question comes from Eric Kelly. He says, Chuck, out of all the people in my life, who's influenced me the most and who's made me what I am as a chef, basically, is what he's getting at. My mom was an amazing chef. I'd have to lay, probably 75% of the credit on her. For one, she cooked tons of cool food, all sorts of crazy dishes when I was a kid. Chicken curries and, all sorts of kung pao chicken and coq au vins, French dishes, all things like that. She was an amazing cook. She was always cooking something cool. Her recipe index is just insane. And now I own, that's mine now that my mom died. Also, Rick Bayless, obviously, I worked for Rick Bayless for 2.5 years. And I'd have to put a lot of credit towards him too. I mean, he really made me realize about perfectly seasoning each dish, which is one of the keys to making great food. So I'd have to say Rick and my mom are, my main influences. So that's basically it. We got those 4 questions. If you have any other questions, I don't know how we take care of the, you can just, write into us on our Facebook, I think is the way we're doing it. And we'll hit you next time. Thanks, guys.